this is such a great question, just because I keep seeing it all the time, and I've seen this on Twitter like over the last 2 months, 2.5 months. Really, it's been said a lot, and so especially when like the incentive token yields really started kicking up and stuff. So okay, but David, the incentive yield pays more on that in volume than oh yeah, I said it right. I was just trying to be really funny. Like
It's hard to be
okay, wait, so yeah, I was like I had to really lower my IQ here. Okay, so David, I make much more money farming incentive token than I do validating. Why wouldn't I just incentive farm instead of validating?
Well, in the short term, you'll probably make more money with incentive token, but in the long term, you're probably going to lose to impermanent loss. And then the value of your coins
I
is
can't
going to be
spell that.
less than if you just held. Yep.
Words too big.
I'm sorry, you're speaking like I can't speak like I'm a simple farmer boy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I heard that same, literally somebody said that to me in a Twitter space last night, like exactly what you just said.
Really?
That's exactly what they said. Yep. And it's like, yeah, for now, sure. Yeah. PulseX farming is great, but that's validating on Pulse Chain is going to be better for longer in the long term. This is mining. I mean, we're mining coins, right?
Yeah.
We don't use graphics cards anymore. Now we just use a tiny little Intel NUC, and you just put it on your shelf and off you go. Like that's
it.
Yeah.
So I'll give my case for like on. Well, I'm not like I actually think the validating long term is right. Now, of course, there's always if you do some quick action, you can make way more money. Of course, short term, of course, right? But if the incentive token continues to slide down, I think right now, what's the incentive token at? Let me look. It is currently at $8, soon heading to 25 cents. But
Oof.
no. Well, I mean, if they don't launch any not incentives, but if they don't launch any how do I say? If they don't launch any fundamentals with it at some point, or some use cases or my biggest thing I think at some point, Richard may end up doing the sacrifice for the wallet at some point, and it would probably make sense to give like a 2x multiplier to the incentive token to burn supply away in order to keep the yields high on the I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too dumb. Maybe I'm just dumb. You know?
I like that. That's a big brain move. That would be really cool. Game, like mechanics. Economics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You accept all stables. You accept stables and stuff like that. But Pulse Chain and all, or maybe it would just be better if you just did all the RH coins. That's it, and plus an extra bonus to incentive token. That's it. You know, or maybe he gives like 50% bonus to Pulse Chain and PulseX and stuff, and then he gives like, base for dollars and then a 2x for the incentive token. This could burn a ton of incentive token away, and now this draws out the supply, and then you can get big price pumps on the incentive token, and then that can hold yields up for longer, and then it's looking real nice. And then you have this nice graph chart of like how much income you can get off the hey, whatever, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, I'm just dumb. I'm a dumbass, whatever.
Yeah, you should be in charge of all of the PulseX farms from now on, right? Whoever the dev is on PulseX is fired, and you're in charge of PulseX.
All right, as the new chairman of yield and stuff on PulseX and stuff, I'm increasing WBTC yield. No, yes. That's such an inside joke on this stuff.
Yeah. Talk about a rug. Oh my god, that was a good one.
But so basically, the impermanent loss is a real thing and stuff. It's one thing if you yielded it off of like Pulse Chain, PulseX, that pool there, and then you just decided to take your yield farm, sell half of it for Pulse Chain, and then decide it like. If you've yielded safely and you've made some money, and then you've decided to take some like half your yield incentive and then just provide liquidity into like the yield pools for incentive and another pair, and then you're doing that, hey, that's a W. But if you've yield farm and you've lost money, and then you're just really trying to make it back, because there's something I was telling my students is to sell off the incentive token like this entire time, and so outside of I always wait for the initial pump and then start selling it off, right? Obviously, right? And put it back into Pulse Chain, hopefully, or they put it into stables or wrapped Ethereum or something like that, right?
Good. Yeah. Don't be a dumb like me. You know what I'm doing? It's because I've never tried it before. It's my first time at the farm, so I dedicated a small portion of my PulseX bag versus incentive token in that farm, and then every 24 hours I harvest my incentive. And then I put it back into liquidity and crack off more PulseX, and I just keep feeding the vending machine every 24 hours.
Got it.
And I'm compounding my ink. But yeah, like the prices of both PulseX and ink keep going down and down and down. So like the total value locked is just draining.
David's about to be the biggest Richard Hart wallet holder.
So yeah, so what I've in my mind though, I've accepted the fact that ink and that PulseX, I don't care if either one of them goes, up and I sell out of the other automatically. I will accept whatever I get in the end, and I just let it ride. Right? I consider that like a stake. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, hey, the important part is it's a percentage.
Yeah,
there's people,
small percentage.
You won't believe the amount of people that have told me, like, I'm yield, especially when the yield farms are brand new. Miguel, I did everything. What?
Oh my God. The whole bag in the farm?
Because, no, Miguel, I've done the math. The math is the math. Like, the math is the math, bro. Math is math, right? The math is math, bro. Lie. You understand how much daily income I'm making, bro. You don't understand. No, David, shh. No, you don't understand. Like how much I make. I'm making $15,000 a day. I'm making $2 a day, bro. This won't fade, bro. This won't fade. I bro. The ink token only goes up. Only goes up.
48 hours later.
Yep. And it's gone. Well, no, that's
gone. That's not gone.
No, that's not true. No, but it's not. The ink token topped out at $80, and now it's at $8.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, and then I remember the couple days before it was at 6. So it went from 6 to 80, back down to 8. Like it's crazy volatility. This is, you got to have a strong stomach for this stuff. Right. It's no joke.